It says I'm live. I have no choice but to believe them. Good evening. We're actually live tonight. How about that? I have to check the audio here. I do have a fan on, and I know last time. How about that? I have to check the audio here. I do have a fan on, and I know last time. I guess it's good. I have to check the audio here. I do have a fan on. It's not peaking. I had the overhead fan on that one time, and apparently it caused some problems with the audio. But here I am. Good to see you. A reminder as we get started, the socials, Twitter at Mike Montone, Instagram at Gary_Moiler. Of course, please share the YouTube page. Closing in on 900. Almost there. I think 893 right now. Wow. It's quite minuscule compared to literally the entire rest of the internet. So at Mike's Golden Streams on YouTube, check that out. Tell your friends, take a screenshot, send it around. Say, hey, here's a picture of our friend's mom getting plowed by the postman. And then they'll open it up and they'll say, that's not what that is. You'll say no, but it's a pretty good live stream, so check it out. What do we got here? What am I supposed to do? I am now, it says on my notes to say howdy to the comments section. Howdy to the comments section. Cowster, Nighttime Conqueror, good to see you. Anyone else out there hanging out who hasn't chimed in yet? Howdy to y'all as well. It's been, I don't remember the last time I was live. Did I do a live one? I don't know if I did a live one from here. This might be the first time I've been live in this room. I have no idea. My memory is shot. I don't know a goddamn thing. But the room, as you can see, it's coming along. Some posters being hung. It's probably very hard to see here the way it's lit, but this, I have this great vintage, sexual assault, those they pepper the dorm rooms with, that I kept from college. So I hung it up in here. It's got a real college vibe. I got the Kramer up on the wall over there, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. I got some Animal House going. Lots of fun going on the walls. I may, in that white space behind me, put a picture of a woman with an ample chest. I'll see. I think I do have some old Playboy or Hustler posters from back when when I would hang such things on the wall. So if I can track one of those down, you may see it hanging behind me. What else? Oh yeah, I also have a fat ass blunt rolled to my left that after I put the room back together, I'm going to be sitting on the futon here and firing that bad boy up. It's a pretty sweet room. I'm not going to lie. Pretty stoked. I got to do a walkthrough. I'll do a video walkthrough of the rest of the place at some point. It came out. Everything has come together wonderfully. Really, really nice setup here. But things have been getting a little bit nuts over the past few weeks. So now it's stolen valor. Everyone's been talking about stolen valor and horse cum and fucking couches. So Tim Walz, the guy who has been he's the VP nom for the Democrats for Kamala. I have no idea. I don't know it's the right way. I don't know which one is the insulting way. I don't know. She was never black. Indian, never black. Fucking, I don't know how people are getting angry about all of this. That's the thing. This whole thing is just a shit show, and it's a lot of fun to watch. It's annoying the shit out of me that that my Twitter feed is overrun with it. It's the NFL preseason. I want Dallas Cowboys updates. But I follow all of these. I used to work in the news industry, so I follow a shitload of accounts that do election stuff, and if you do that, the fucking, the algorithm becomes overrun. So I'm getting all of this, people just going nuts about this guy's military record. He did apparently. So I don't, you never know what's true, right? So I don't want to like condemn this guy if he didn't do what everyone says he did, but he apparently announced that he was going to retire as the unit was being mobilized, or finding out that they were going to be mobilized to go to Iraq, which is really, if it's true, it's a horrible thing to do because of the position that he was in. He was a sergeant major, which is, if you are the sergeant major, you are the man ultimately responsible. Well, the officers are always the one ultimately responsible, but you are the highest ranking enlisted. So you have this. You're basically the. It's like a. I guess father would be the best way to describe it, of all of the personnel in your unit. And most people, most of the guys in a unit like this are going to be, in their late teens, early 20s. Like, that's who makes up the majority of any unit, because they occupy the lower enlisted ranks, and they don't make a particularly large sums of money. The work that they do tends to be the most miserable and fucking exhausting of everybody. So if you're in this position of authority, you have a real responsibility to them. And to have gotten to enjoy the privilege of being, sort of at the helm for so long, while you're in peacetime, with no real challenges presented, and then to bail, because you got to understand that anyone who's that high up, they know about a deployment way before it's fucking coming. Like, long before those orders are dropped, the guys of his rank know what's around the corner. Like, they're, that this kind of shit, they don't just pull deployments out of their ass. Like, there's a rhyme and a rhythm to them. So, it's very hard for me to believe that he wouldn't have been aware. So if he did bail on his unit like that, then it's a very sickening thing. It's National Guardsmen at that time were they were just dropping like fucking flies. Like, those units were getting fucked up in Iraq. So to not go, it says a lot about who he is as a person. Like, yeah, like, he did, the rest of his service and shit, but like, Italy or whatever. Okay. Like, it says a lot about who he is as a person, which I find it quite disgusting. The other stuff about what his rank was, and there's some other weird things there, I don't know about that. That's the one that really bothers me. The other thing that's been going on is there's a meme now. The right, this is all a meme. It's another meme election. We just have meme elections now. It's Brat. The other day, or I guess it was Thursday, Trump gave a speech where he said a journalist asked a stupid question. The journalist asked, "When are you going to start taking some questions?" And he said, "What a stupid question. I'm here right now," which I thought was hilarious. But the libs were making like memes of him like in a straitjacket, because they said he was becoming unhinged. Whatchamacallit. And then you got the JD Vance couch stuff, and now there's Tim Walz drinking horse cum is the allegation, is that he has been drinking horse cum. And it's not even like I think with JD Vance, they made up that it was in his book, and they like made a fake excerpt and stuff like this. I think people on the right just started making memes about him drinking horse cum and having to get his stomach pumped, which it's incredible that this is where we're at. But I guess if you were to go back to the 1700s, and look at, you know, the social political scene back then, I'm sure people were making like editorial cartoons about the king or whatever, like, doing the various, in all manner of fucking insult. I don't know what the big like dirty insult back then would have been. Maybe it was drinking horse cum. Who knows? But fucking a couch. It could anything. But it's incredible that this is This is the discourse. And there's another meme that's been floating around. Not really a meme. It's like this viral Twitter post where I guess because this Waltz guy made all the public schools in Minnesota, they have to have tampons in the boys' bathroom because that's literally when you do that, you're just grandstanding for fucking the wokies. Like it's such a grandstanding like do nothing move. But you have all these people like on the right who are like all right, enough with this bullshit. Fucking tampons in the boys' room. And then this woman makes this post and she says like, if every time a teenage girl said I'm having my period, there was a boy there who pulled a tampon out of his backpack, that boy would be flooding, like his phone would be ringing off the hook with girls looking for dates. And all of these people are responding to it like, no, shut the fuck up. Fuck you. What are you fucking at? You out of your fucking mind? And this other woman said that the kids in her son's school, they had this, and they had maxi pads, and the boys were just running around sticking maxi pads on lockers everywhere. So this is what's going on in America now. This is the discourse. This is the mood. This is the vibe. And this is we're just a hair under 3 months out from Erection Day. It's going to get even better. We have the first week. You usually hate for summer to end, but Labor Day, look at this week. You got Monday off. You go back to work on Tuesday. Wednesday night, you get the first debate. Thursday, I believe they are doing. I know there's a Friday game. I can't imagine that would preempt the Thursday night games. You get Thursday night, Friday night, NFL. College football on Saturday, plus it's September, so it's still nice out. And then the opening Sunday of the NFL season on Sunday. What a fucking week. What a way to transition from summer to fall. If the summer has to end, if this beautiful ephemeral season must escape us once more, what a week to do it. I am very much looking forward. I'm looking far more. Like the Biden one, you knew was going to be a disaster. I think this thing is going to be a shit show. I think they're going to be on their best behavior for like 5 minutes, and then one of them's going to tell the other one to go fuck themselves. It's going to be very interesting because when he goes off the cuff, he goes deep. When she goes off the cuff, she just mumbles and rambles like like your drunk aunt. Like literally, like there are booze bags that I know who greatly resemble Kamala Harris. Like she just talks out her ass. Fucking Trump just I don't even know how. It's hard to even describe his sort of approach to public speaking. It's literally just whatever pops into his head. I wonder if, because he always does these little things where he's talking to someone that you don't realize that he's talking to. Like in 2016, that was the thing. No one in New York was acknowledging the fact that, Trump was talking to a sort of disgruntled white male population from flyover country. Like it was just something that wasn't considered. Everyone just thought he was fucking crazy. Until I grasped that, I thought he was fucking like, a crazy, dangerous, nut job too. Then I realized that like he was, you know, there was a sort of method to his madness. He wasn't as unhinged as they say. So you don't know what you're going to get out of him. Like, he may, at any given time, he might drop an N bomb. Like, it's not out of the question. He got shot. No one's talking about it. It just, the news cycle now moves so fast that the head shooting of Donald Trump is barely even mentioned. Amazing stuff. But people are losing their fucking minds. I will say, I have not seen a lot of. I live in a very liberal area, and I do business down the shore in a very liberal area, and I work in the gym I work at is in a very liberal area. I've not seen a lot of people. I saw one chick wearing a Kamala t-shirt. Like, I really haven't. So it's hard to gauge what the mood about her really is. Like, if you're not what they call an extremely online person, like if you don't live on fucking Twitter, is the vibe around this election the same as it is for weirdos who are on the internet all the time? Which now it's coming out that Twitter is literally just fucking bots. So it's interesting. Interesting times afoot. How do we feel about it down in the comments section? Cowster. Do people the reserves? Yeah, I deployed with a reserve whatchamacallit, reserve unit. I was an active duty augment to them. Yeah, love the reservists. We put the fucking back in fucking reservists. Derek, just seeing this. Yeah, so if you're a sergeant major, though, those guys are usually pretty plugged into shit. Like, the Lance Corporal Underground will know about an upcoming deployment long before it's announced. So again, it's an if. I have no idea what to believe. I've seen people screaming at each other from either side of this. So I don't know. Again, if he fucking punked out on a deployment, then he punked out on a deployment, and that's part of his character. If he didn't, he didn't, and then that should not be held against him. Had Mike seen the movie 8 Days a Week? No, I have not. I have no idea what that is a reference to. Shane and Silent Bob, good to see you out there. Howdy. Nighttime Conquer. It seems like the children of veterans get more offended than the veterans themselves. Yeah, I don't know. The internet veteran community is it's a little batty. There's a lot of I don't know. Vets are fucking crazy. What do you want? The millennial generation of veterans went through a lot of shit. You have a lot of guys who did multiple deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, and I think there's such a disconnect between them and normal society, us and normal society, but especially the ones who did multiple. People get hot. It's a very um, emotionally charged issue. I do not. There is some shit about Waltz's rank when he retired. I have no idea what that is about. That is a wild amount of weird admin shit. But I saw people like posting his DD 214 advances, and yeah, it is what it is. Phil Barlow. Did I miss boobs of the week? Unfortunately, I can no longer start and end the show with massive heaving bosoms. I guess that sets off whatever YouTube's whatchamacallit fucking thing is. So I had to stop doing it. Very, very sad. Anyway, what else do we got? News stories. I have a few. Which one do we want to go with? Well, the Olympics only come around once in a while. How about that? Marlon Humphrey blasted for disgusting Simone Biles, Jordan Childs Olympic podium take. Marlon Humphrey caught flack for slamming Simone Biles and Jordan Childs' act of sportsmanship. I guess after the women's floor exercise, Biles won silver, Childs got bronze. They bowed to Brazil's Rebecca Andrade, who won the gold medal. Humphrey he's a cornerback for the Ravens. I think he's a two-time Pro Bowler. Humphrey he described the gesture as literally disgusting, and was quickly hit with a storm of backlash. And people got very upset. Apparently, this chick who won has come back from 3 ACL tears. One user wrote, and people are fucking pissed. Some dork wrote, "Yeah, good sportsmanship to a competitor that came back from 3 ACL injuries is literally disgusting. Kick rocks, LOL." Yeah, here's the thing. This is not Marlon Humphreys is in the NFL. This would be considered in the NFL. The NFL is literally the most competitive fucking professional sport on the planet. It's more competitive than the Olympics. It's fucking these guys. They're fucking lunatics about competition. So yes, this disgusts an NFL player, and I appreciate him saying that. I understand that in the world of gymnastics, women's sports, and the sort of the Ted Lasso element of society. People want Ted Lasso now, right? They want everything to be good natured. Marlon Humphreys does not play a good natured sport, and football players do the things that they trade jerseys and shit like that, which is their way of kind of showing respect to each other. But the idea of bowing to an opponent, to a football player, it's disgusting. It's anathema. So people have to kind of understand that that's where that's coming from. Yeah, he's a 3-time Pro Bowler. The official Olympics account shared the photo of the podium finishers shortly after the competition, writing, "This is everything." Yeah, and so that kind of mentality, the very Olympic mentality, where it's this internet. The football is so apart from the international athletic community, the Olympics. There's this very lovey-doveyness about it, and they're all like hugging and stuff like that. Like they're not, most of them aren't. They're not a lot of guys. I don't think there are a lot of guys at the Olympics with like weapons charges or fucking who get they get pulled over with an Uzi and 10 pounds of marijuana 3 weeks after being drafted in the second round. Of fucking. It's just different, and it does feel like the Olympics. They're I feel like a lot of the people who enjoy it are kind of fucking they're dorks. A lot of dorks love the Olympics. It's not that there aren't. I was watching track and field. There's a fun element. I love the competition and whatnot, all that shit. I like sports, but it is something that like it's very the SNL crowd loves the fucking Olympics, right? They love, viral memes and this and that. And oh my God, the guy from Uruguay and shit like that. Like, other than the guy's cock knocking the fucking bar off of the pole vault thing, none of it's really that hilarious. But they're like, oh, look at this gymnast. He wore his glasses and then he took off his glasses and won. Oh, okay. He wears glasses that he takes off when he does his very difficult sport. Like there are a lot of very cool things athletically going on, but it is the spirit of the Olympics is very Ted Lasso. And Ted Lasso is not compatible with the Ravens' defensive backfield. You know. And he says, he tweeted, I'm low-key getting cooked right now. I think I'm getting cussed out in Brazilian on Instagram. Yeah. People are very upset. They don't like when people like when that ilk finds something that they're like, this is nice. We like this. They love Simone Biles, by the way. She is a fucking sacred cow. You cannot go after it. I like Simone Biles too. This is a very women's gymnastics thing to do. Like that. You know who wouldn't do this shit though? But you would not see Michaela Maroney doing this. Not a fucking chance, bitch face fucking kneels down in front of an opponent. I feel like she'd knock a bitch out. Like if it was suggested that she bow after coming in second. So yeah, different strokes for different folks. Is it Shane and Silent Bob? Is it just me, or is the Olympics for all the sports that no one gives a fuck about the rest of the time? Yeah, I mean, it's for like niche sports. But I mean, there's like basketball and shit. But I don't know. I'm just not. I ran track for 8 years. I love track, but unless I was in front of the TV and NBC happened to be on when there was a race going on, I didn't make it appointment TV. I just think it's, as Monday Morning Mowing with Mike calls it, sports to swill wine to. I think that's good. Yeah, it's sports for the primetime TV viewing crowd, right? The ladies who like to sit on the couch in their PJs with a big fucking goblet of wine on a weeknight and watch. They're usually watching like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, whatever. But this just kind of, it's a nice break in the summer from that. And they can tweet about it, and there's the memes, and they can chat about it at work and on Zoom and all that shit. Yeah, it's a thing. People like to be part of a mass thing. So the Olympics is one of that. You got to respect Olympic wrestling. I respect all of the Olympic sports. I mean, anyone who reaches that level of athletic achievement has my respect. I just don't have a huge interest in watching it. I think again you know the the audience for it is really people, because I think real sports fans have their seasons, and the Olympics are kind of an interruption to that. They come right as the NFL preseason's ramping up. We're at the height of the baseball season. It's very, there are things going on. If you're a sports fan, there's a lot on your plate. So it's just tough to be like, I'm going to watch the women's decathlon is on right now. A lot of guys they'll see, check out some fucking beach volleyball clips, look at some butt cheeks, some gymnastics, look at some butt cheeks, some sprints, look at some butt cheeks, and that's that. Is they do soccer now? I don't fucking know. And the World Cup, whatever. But yeah, it's a very, it's an international thing. America's not an international country unless we're waging war. Unless we are waging war, we're not an international country. We're just not into it. We're gonna win a bunch of medals, yeah, but no one gives a shit. No one fucking cares. You're gonna get a Wheaties box. No one eats Wheaties. Yes, Cowster. Track and field asses are tremendous. Someone on Twitter called the Olympics just a giant pog convention in disguise, and I think that is a great description of it. And I don't know if it's because I've been seeing so much Olympics coverage on social media that I have been tugging it more to pog style porn, but that has definitely been going on. Perhaps, I don't know if correlation equals causation. Shane, you like soccer. I think soccer is terrible, communist. I think soccer should remain in countries where all they have is a goat's head and a couple of parking cones, and that's why they're playing soccer. I know exactly what you're saying, El Guso. A lot of fog roll. You like to masturbate to women's sports at the Olympics, is what El Guso is saying, for those of you who don't know. So what else? What else is going on? Oh, Ebony Butts. Ebony Butts. Troubled woman accused of shoving tourists onto New York City subway tracks is every New Yorker's worst nightmare. So this woman, her name's Butts. Butts. That is an unfortunate. You are going to go down a bad path if your last name is Butts, because there's going to be a lot of teasing as a child. She is accused of shoving two unsuspecting tourists onto Manhattan train tracks. She burst into an incoherent rant in court on Thursday, as prosecutors said the chilling attack could have easily turned fatal. Wow, what a story! What a story to go home from your trip to New York with, because it's one thing to see that kind of stuff on Fox News and think that they're trying to strike terror in people from Middle America, but it's another thing to go on a trip to New York and actually get pushed onto the subway tracks. I mean, people who live and work in New York for their entire careers don't even have that happen to them. Fascinating. Ebony Butts appeared to be wearing the same floral hospital gown she was arrested in early Monday morning as she pleaded her innocence in connection to the unprovoked attack. I didn't push anybody. A little boy pushed me onto something, the dazed woman rambled when asked by the Post about the alleged incident. They think she's done this before. Yeah. Yeah, that would not be surprising. So in the morning, there you will see a lot of people walking around outside the Port Authority in like hospital gowns and shit. Because they get brought in for all sorts of shit overnight, and then I guess they just leave. Like the gown is on them, and they just kind of fucking take off. What a fucking zoo. Prosecutor said Butts shoved a woman onto the Delancey Street, Essex Street station train bed just before 2:15. before setting her sights on a second victim who rushed to help her friend back onto the platform. So wait, she pushed them both on? These bitches got owned, by the way. Bystanders rushed to save the two scraped up Mexican tourists and stop Butts from escaping. Wow. Usually you think it's be the other way around. Like you're going to go visit Mexico and be violently murdered. That is wild. You see the cartel, I think it was in Cancun or something like that. They fucking pulled up on like jet skis and tried to whack a guy on the beach. Yeah. 2:15 in the afternoon. This is like the kind of thing you expect to happen like late at night or something like that. But 2:50, that's you just finished having lunch. Jesus Christ. You were sitting at lunch 20 minutes earlier. A little oyster happy hour or something. Maybe getting tacos and tequila. No, you wouldn't come from Mexico and get tacos in New York City. That'd be stupid. Maybe you were at Carmine's, big belly full of pasta, family style. And next thing you know, you're fucking face down on the fucking subway platform trying to pull your friend off the tracks before a fucking F train hits her. And the person who did it is now trying to roll you too. Jesus. Bystanders rushed to save the two scraped up tourists and stop Butts from escaping before the F train rolled into the station. Good for them. Good for them. You worry because there was the Daniel Penny thing, and he's on trial for killing the. He was just an innocent Michael Jackson impersonator who wasn't doing anything, or at least people will have you say. Will say, and you worry that like people are not going to come help when something like this happens because you worry if you intervene that you're going to be the next one getting fucking booked on like a manslaughter or a murder charge. And this woman, has she been held 9 prior arrests dating back to 1999. She's 42. How old was she in 1999? I can't do that math. Someone tell me. The most recent arrest was another unprovoked attack where she punched a random 38-year-old woman in the face in Brooklyn in 2016. She's being investigated in another subway shoving incident. I mean, this is wild. How is this nutbag even on? Like, she can't be on the street. Finally, she has been remanded without bail. Yeah. So this is the thing about New York. Like, if you go to New York, you have to be prepared to go to war at any given moment. Like, you just have to be ready to throw some fucking bows. It's such a weird energy. It takes me so fucking long. Like, I go down the shore pretty much every weekend, and it takes me a while to shift from Midtown Manhattan energy because you're literally just fucking. It's on a crowded sidewalk. There will just be a guy covered in filth with scrapes and cuts all over, zigging and zagging back and forth in between people. And you're trying to see like what he's got in his hands, what the fuck he's doing. He's got there's some bacteria about him. And you're trying to navigate that and not accidentally step into fucking traffic. It's such a fucking active, like you can't just stroll down the street and relax. It's so nice going back to like taking a visit to the suburbs and just strolling down a fucking empty street and relaxing. Not having to worry about death and dismemberment. Some guy looking at you while you're trying to take a piss in the Port Authority bathroom, or perhaps Perhaps somebody masturbating. We have public masturbation soars in New York City. Sickos pleasuring and exposing themselves in the open, up 51%. How about that? It is, the people are out there jerking off. I'm assuming it's all men, right? It doesn't look like it's broken down by gender, but I feel like you don't see a lot of women rubbing their pussies out. um, I caught a dude fucking jerking off in the bushes in the park up here in Jersey City. It was a migrant. It was a few weeks back, like at the beginning of the summer, right in the area where I saw those people having sex that morning. Um, I was out. I was out for like a power walk, and I really had to take a piss. So I went into like the bushes, and I was to take a piss, and I look like a few bushes down, and there's a fucking migrant in there, and he's looking out towards the road. I guess where women, they're like jogging and stuff, and he's just fucking pounding his dick. So I guess people jerk off in public. Um, reports of pervs fondling themselves out in the open soared 51% through June 30th, up to 378 complaints from 251 during the same period. Yeah. Cops issued 159 summonses through June 30th citywide to New Yorkers whipping out their genitals. And that's only the ones they're catching. I feel it's a little unfair to this one picture, this one guy, though, because he's not really jerking off. He's just like passed out on the ground with his hands in his pants. And I feel like, if you're passed out, you can't be accused of public masturbation. Like, public masturbation is public masturbation. It's got to be fucking. It's got to either be out or you have to be visibly stimulating. It can't be if you a hand down the pants or something like that. If you're a homeless guy, that's just a bit uncouth. I mean, it's not necessarily public masturbation. 3 weeks ago, a long-haired naked man fondling himself while sitting in a chair outside the Washington Square diner in the pouring rain. That's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Hanging out just out in the pouring rain, ass naked, jerking off. This guy looks like Jesus. That's kind of funny. That could be like an avant-garde art thing. At a July meeting for Manhattan Community Board 1, which covers the financial district in Tribeca, residents rage over cops' failure to respond to their complaints about a grime-covered serial masturbator, oh boy, with a Marine Corps tattoo on his back. Well, here's the thing. Marines will jerk off pretty much anywhere. That is part of being in the Marine Corps. Like, so part of this J.D. Vance couch fucking thing is that it's kind of like, well, he was an Iraq era Marine, so even though it wasn't actually in the book, he might have fucked a couch. Most guys who served in the Marine Corps, under the right circumstances, would have no problem fucking a couch. I've never fucked a couch, but I could totally see a 23-year-old fucking Lieutenant Montone bored in his fucking, where was I staying during the workup in my fucking BOQ room in fucking Oceanside, just going to town on the fucking cuck chair in the hotel room. Yeah. I mean, Marines, you jerk off in porta shitters. It's the Marine Corps. You jerk off where you need to jerk off. And Marines historically will stick their dicks in anything. So, es posible. This guy's clearly, he's not afraid. He's living his best life. Um, Captain Joel Rosenthal, commanding officer for 1st Precinct, warned the outraged locals that even if police busted him in the act, the twisted perv would likely be cut loose in no time. This is a desk appearance ticket and a non-bail eligible offense, so he'll be out within 2 hours. Imagine that. But if you're public masturbating for the thrill that you might get caught, I feel like the fact that you'll be out in 2 hours sort of takes away some of the excitement, right? Because the real thrill would be like, oh, I could go away for a long time for doing this. The stakes are very high. Let me jerk off in public. Um, Out in 2 hours is, there's nothing erotic and enticing about a lax fucking criminal justice system that'll let you jerk off wherever you want. It takes the excitement out of it. When a relationship goes stale, there's just something that's not there anymore. That's what that does, I think. It's that is that is like walking in on your girlfriend shaving her legs while taking a shit. Like that's it. No makeup on, shaving her legs while she squeezes out a fucking hot log. Um, that's what that is. Yeah, I don't know what you do there. Public masturbation's wild. You really have to have a certain kind of confidence to jerk off in public. I'm always amazed that those guys can get an erection. Like, how do you do it? And I don't think they're taking Viagra's. Like if I had a blue chew in me, maybe I could take my dick out and get hard on the subway. I don't know. Obviously there's no way to test run this. Um, like I'm reasonably confident that I could do a porn scene. Like under those circumstances, I don't think I would have too much of an issue. I think I would have to probably work up to it. Like I'd have to like jerk off on camera first and just get comfortable getting hard on camera. But I'm reasonably certain I could get there. Um, but doing it on like the train or this fucking champion doing it in a fucking chair in the rain outside of a cafe, that is that is truly impressive stuff. Like you do obviously it's we can't have it. We can't have that in a civilized society. Although I mean in Pompeii, apparently all the bodies they found they were just the fucking ash was falling and they were like, fuck it, gotta get one more out. So they jerked off. But yeah, I mean, shame on them for doing it. And it needs to scourge of public masturbation does need to come to an end. But at the same time, I can't help but look at those guys with a certain degree of fucking like wide eyed reverence. Um, just taking a peek at the comments section here. Don't mind the dead air. Phil, Charger security guard. I did not hear about this. Was he doing it at a game? Not at a game, like looking at women at a game and doing it. That's a wild move. That's a broadcast event. I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, where that's that's very impressive. Well, it's not impressive if he was just pinching it. Um, it's not impressive. Um, I'm not gonna say I I've pinched it before to test to see if like a blue chew or something has kicked in. Like if you're going out on a date and you got to take the train there, and you just took your blue chew, and you kind of give you give the tip a little flip, little tug, just to give yourself the confidence that the product is working. It plumps it up a little bit. You always want to roll into a date with a nice plump cock, right? We don't No one wants to roll in with a fucking a weak flaccid penis. But oh yeah, oh yeah, you can't do it while looking at the cheerleaders. There are cameras all over the place. You can't. I mean, you gotta have the cock discipline. You gotta have the cock discipline. Um, yeah. Did I get any fear boners on deployment? Never got a fear boner on deployment, but you do jerk off a lot, and usually in like a porta shitter or something like that. It's very. I think I talked about it last week, or it's at some point on the show, but like it's very. They have these on the big bases, like on Camp Ramadi. They have like these big ass porta shitters where there's like multiple stalls and they're like put together, and it's like at least kind of like it's like the highest level of porta shitters, kind of like the ones that you get when like if there's a wedding in a location that's not like a uh convenient to a bathroom, like if it's an outdoor wedding or something like that, they'll bring nice uh portable bathrooms onto the grounds, so sort of like that, and in your own stall. And this was back before. This was in '09, so it wasn't like you could really bring video porn with you. So you would have to. It was either your imagination or you would have to sneak a fucking magazine in there. Um, and my friends would send me like those big. You get those big packs of pornography where it's multiple fucking magazines, and they're like maybe a couple of good pictures in each one, and maybe like a good fucking jerk off story. And you would go in and you try to do it. You want to do it at like weird hours. You can't do it. There's like a certain window at night when everyone's kind of showering and stuff, and same thing in the morning. You want to do it either like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or fucking whatchamacallit, or like in the middle of the fucking night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, like when people are either outside the wire or fucking when people are fast asleep. Because usually they're like sinks and stuff, so there's also where like people do their hygiene. So it's the scheduling of a good deployment tug is very very difficult. But yeah, I mean, listen, to the public masturbators out there, shame on you for doing it, but also just a little tip of the cap, for your ability to do so, because I think we're all kind of impressed. Okay, so before I wrap up, there is a developing story tonight. There was a fucking plane crash in Brazil, I guess. A passenger plane crashed into a fucking neighborhood. The post has pictures. They're not showing the video. Which I almost don't even want to show the video out of respect to the people who were killed in the fucking plane crash. I mean, I'm sure you can go find it for yourself. 58 passengers and 4 crew. Yeah. No one on the ground was injured. It fell 17,000 feet in a minute. I don't know. Is that relative to the speed a plane usually goes? It was spiraling out of control, they said. See, that usually you think of a plane crash. I always think of like TWA Flight 800 or something where like the cabin depressurized. Like you hope, best case scenario, if you are going to die in a plane crash, you hope it's something that knocks you out before the plummet, right? Fucking like a concussive blast or just whatever. Just, you don't even want to be aware of what's happening. And it sounds like these people on board this thing might have been very much aware of what was going on. Yeah, this is horrible, horrible shit. That must be terrifying to be on the ground too. People are saying that, they thought it was going to fall in their yard. Yeah, that was like the Lockerbie attack. People on the ground were killed. People from my hometown were killed in the Lockerbie attack. Yeah, fucking Libyans, fucking Gaddafi, piece of shit. Yeah, wow, horrible. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. Just about an hour. Appreciate you guys hanging. It's the first time I've done a live one in a little while, and I've been pretty fucking cooked lately. I'm not gonna lie. I've just been fucking exhausted running here, running there, everywhere, all over the goddamn place. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me as I get my live stream legs back under me. The usual Twitter at Mike Montone, Instagram at Gary_Moyler, Moyler, and of course Twitter at Mike's Golden Streams. Tell your friends to stop on by. We'll have a good time here. We'll chat it up, talk about the issues of the day. Everyone's losing their fucking shit. If you're one of those people out there who is just getting wildly riled up and making multi-paragraph social media posts on political issues, just go to the beach. It's the summertime. Go to the fucking beach. Enjoy it. Life is fleeting. There is no reason. Politics are not important enough for you to spend your time on a computer fighting with people over it. It looks weird. It looks crazy to everybody that you know. People talk behind your back when they catch up with each other. Like, what's up with Jeff? He's making these 6-paragraph posts about fucking politics. It's very off-putting. It makes people don't want to hang out with you if you do that. Okay, that's it. I'm going to clean up the room. I'm going to smoke a blunt. I'm going to eat a steak. It's all going to be wonderful. Never black. She was never black. Have a great week. I think I'm live again next week. So I will hopefully see you guys then. Except for the one guy who got upset and left. Too bad for him. His loss. Adios, motherfuckers. Till next time.